Well, today's the first day of my Pennsylvania rutcation. It's November 11th, it's Veterans Day. So I want to thank all the people that served to keep our country safe and continue to keep it safe. But it's about 7:30 now. They're calling for some rain today, not calling for heavy rains until about noon. So I figured I'd get out here, get things situated. I'm here Thursday, Friday, Saturday, so I got 4 full days to hunt. Again, we'll see what the weather forecast turns out to be today, and I'll spend as much time in the woods as I can. But as usual, my father's been getting some pictures of some nice buck through this area, and it's a great time to be in the woods. If you're a deer hunter, this is the time of the year that you wait for. So heard some turkeys this morning as I was getting set up. There's some geese behind me, so just a little anxious and still pumped up. First 10 minutes I've been able to sit down and kind of calm and relax. So like I said, overcast, kind of cloudy. Wind is supposed to pick up later today, so hopefully the deer are going to move here in the next 2 or 3 hours. And during the rut, you never know, it could happen at any second. So gonna sit tight. Hopefully it's going to be a great 4 days of hunting, and hopefully I'll get it done, get a buck on the ground. was a pretty good, pretty interesting and pretty cool series of events and sequence. Had I think it was a 5 or a 6 point. He had 3 up on one side. I couldn't make out if he had a brow tine or not. He was walking up along the that spring swamp up there. I grunted once and he come running through the field. He came down, as you saw, couldn't figure it out. In the meantime, after he blew and went into the woods, I look up and there's a nice big 7 point, probably about 16 inches wide. He come running through the field and he just didn't want to commit. Paw at the ground. I picked my bow up. That was a buck that I was going to shoot. But he didn't give me a comfortable shot. He was the closest. He was probably about 25 yards, but I had a lot of treetops in the way. was walking out there. He stopped broadside quartering to me at about 56 yards. I ranged it, but pretty cool. And then he started pulling the ground. Walked over towards my dad after he grunted, and then turned around. As a last-ditch effort, I did grunt. I did snore wheeze, and he didn't like that. He ran up there about 100 yards, turned around, looked down, and walked into the woods. So that's 3 buck. My dad saw a buck over by the creek that turned and walked away. So that's 3 buck in the last hour that are moving. It's about 8:30 right now. That just happened. That buck just went down. My dad just killed an 8-point with a bow. That buck came in here. I know the caliber of bucks that are on this property. Just a little bit too small for me. I know I'm being greedy, but I like to kill mature bucks. And that buck was a little small, but it went over. It must have been 20 yards from my dad. My dad hit it, circled around behind me, and I just saw it go down in the creek. Well, my dad had about a 25-yard shot on that buck, and we got down out of the tree. The arrow looked pretty good. I think I saw it go down in the creek, but we're about 25 yards away from where he hit it, and we haven't seen any blood, or actually we've seen very little blood. Let's look right here.
Yep, there's blood right there. Boy, look at the blood.
Slow down, take our time. It's been a long time since my father's killed a buck with a bow.
Look at the blood.
Here we go, we're getting heavy now. Well, we're continuing the trail. Look at that blood. It's starting to pour out now. There's blood there. There's a bunch of blood. Oh, there's blood. Bright red blood. There's blood. There's good blood. There's more good blood. Right there, lots of blood. Lots of blood. Right here, right here. Stay there, look. Look at all that blood. Good Lord. Look at all that blood. Which way did he go? Down through the creek. There's blood. Blood here. Right,
There it lays.
there it is.
There's the tail. I see it.
There it is. There it is. It came across that creek, and it came across that creek. My tree stand is probably no further than 50 yards from here. That buck stood over there. Nice big blood pile. Came across the creek. And how long has it been since the archery buck? Archery deer.
Archery deer? Oh, it's got to be 35, 40 years ago.
40, yeah. When's the last buck that you killed with a bow?
I never killed a buck with a bow.
You've missed your first archery buck.
Yes.
First archery buck. 68 years old. His birthday's going to be about a month, 5 weeks from now. He'll be 69 years old. Finally got an archery buck with the crossbow, and I was here to capture it. That is why you hunt. That is why you spend time in the woods with your family, to see your dad kill his first archery buck. Man, I tell you what, this is an awesome moment. Awesome moment. This is why he may not be the biggest buck in the woods, but I tell you what, it's
a nice buck.
It's something special. Well, here we are. Nice 8-point during the rut, Pennsylvania. Doesn't get any better. My father's first archery buck. Went, how far was it, Dad?
It was 25 yards broadside.
And we spotted the tail behind a tree, and that's all she wrote. So, man, it couldn't be a prouder son of his dad, being with him for his first buck kill with a bow. Congratulations, Dad.
Thank you. It's a pleasure.